I definitely prefer that format for that reason. Yeah, it does lead into some really crazy scenarios as well, right? Like when you have oh, I mean that's why like someone like Scarlet has really flourished in GSL at times. Like some of the notable runs from Scarlet has been her like having like these sniper builds, like these specialized builds. I bring it all the way back to remember Scarlet versus Rogue. Like that ZvT was crazy. That was a couple of years ago at this point, but like you can come in with a hyper specialized build with a sniper build and you can take down an otherwise favored opponent. It's one of the great things about GSL. But here we go, we're getting into Alkyone, into game number 1, and spawning in the top right hand corner of Alkyone, we have our South Korean Zerg player, the red Zerg representing Talon Esports. It is Dark. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponent, we have the South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran representing Mystery Gaming. It is Bunny. I can still see her face when she took Rogue down. Yo, that was a crazy series. That was beautiful. That was what, 2019? It was pre-COVID, of course, pre-COVID, but not that long before COVID. As ooh, Dark spicing things up already, going for a pull first. Pull first here out of Dark. Gonna go pool hatch gas here. Very interesting. I mean, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm curious if we will, and there we go. Gas is being taken. I was curious if Dark was going to go gasless. It is going to be a pool first here. With this pool first, we gain access to faster lings, to faster queens. We could even try to take up into a fast Roach Warren. That is also on the table here for Dark. As Bunny is going for a Rax Expand standard opener. I bring attention to this also because it is not uncommon for Terran players specifically on this map to go CC first. We've seen Maru do it, Bjorn do it, Spirit loves it, and a reason for that is because of how macro oriented this map is. It's very wide open, a lot of bases to be taken, and very defendable third and fourth base setups as well. We often see longer games on this map, so on top of that, because of the longer rush distance, Terran players have been quite fond of going CC first, but not Bunny. Not Bunny, not in game 1. Rax Expand out of our blue Terran. Oh, and it's going to be a Marine first. Bold move here out of Bunny, taking a page out of Beyond's book even in a way. So we have Marine first here, no SCV Scout. This is kind of crazy. Okay. This is kind of crazy here. So Dark is terrifying because he is willing to go gas first and go into a Roach Rush, a Bane Bust. Dark can be very aggressive. For Bunny to be playing blind against Dark, it's risky. It's a risky thing to do. He's getting away with it. The Lings have arrived. They do delay the CC. CC is delayed here. As Dark is going to be supply block. We even lifted up the Rax. So a bit of a give and take. Dark getting supply block, but he does delay the command center. As it's getting back up and running. Behind this, Dark rushing into that third base as well. So Dark, he delays his queen production. He delayed his third and fourth queen in favor of a faster third. So a very interesting opener. Pull first into a fast third base from Dark. He does invest into Ling speed, but he pulls out of gas. So we're not investing any further. We're not going into fast Roaches or fast Banelings. Just Ling speed as we drone. So a very interesting opener here out of Dark. Beyond, sorry, God, I keep mixing them up. I'm brought back to when I was casting. It was like a month ago. I casted Beyond versus Bunny, and I was so tongue twisted casting Beyond versus Bunny. I said Beyonny multiple times. Like it was awful. Ay. But Bunny, for the first time, gets eyes on Dark. He dips in with the Hellion. Gets an eye on the saturation as he does back off. Behind this, going for a 1-1-1. Going for a third CC, thankfully, before starport. So an economic follow-up into Banshee play. So standard setup here from a Bunny. I will intentionally make sure I say Bunny. Not Bjunny. Ay. They're getting into a standard opener, again, just opening up with Hellions, getting map control into those Banshees. Meanwhile, back at home, Dark is just droning. Despite his unorthodox opener, he is just stabilizing here on 3 bases, saturating his third, droning on up as the Hellions And Banshees have arrived. Actually, interesting. We only made one Hellion. Wait, what? Banshee dancing with the Queen. We have chosen our tech of choice. It shouldn't be a surprise, but Dark is going for Roaches. And his favorite unit here, Roach play, is what Dark does embrace in this matchup more often than not. But just to bring it back here, Bunny, he only made a single Hellion before going for an add-on swap. So, really risky play here out of Bunny. I think I just said Beyond again. But yeah, Bunny going for a single Hellion means he has that much less map control. He has that much less to really stem the tide of the creep. Banshees, they do get in between the bases. They do manage to get a couple of drones. Yo, we have WSS Game Heart. Let's go. 3 drones go down. Banshees rotating towards that third. At the same time, a Ling run by is being set up here, but we do have plenty to defend back at home, at least in the mineral line. Yeah, Lings are being forced back. When we get up to 5 worker kills so far, getting a 6th. Oh my god. 6, 7, 8 drones go down. Very nicely done here by Bunny. Very nice damage dealt. As again, Bunny getting into just hyper marine production here, just hyper fixated on it. Building up towards his eventual tank push. Creep is being cleaned up. We're even catching the last active tumor. And Dark is working towards his Roaches. We have +1 range on the way, Carapace, Roach speed. I'm not too fond of going for these 1-1 timing attacks from Dark, especially on this map, just because of how defendable this third base is, but we'll see if Dark commits or if he transitions out of Roaches. We see that Bunny, he was aware of the direction of the creep, so he's going to be knocking down these rocks. He's heading towards the 4th base of Dark. He's looking to force a cancel, looking to deny that hatchery. There is a tank alongside this. So we head towards the 4th. Ling does scout the army. Dark getting in position. Does have his Roaches. Does have his Roaches, but only a handful of them. That's going to be enough. We do force a pick up. Bunny being forced back. Still getting his 3rd up and running, and Bunny does have a solid economy. Does have a comparable worker count to Dark. Does have mules. You know what, Dark going to be backing off. And there it is. Baneliness is on the way. So it looks like we are getting into Ling Bane Roach Ravager. Infestation as well. Big scout here from Bunny. Does confirm the Banelings. Oh, and he's still not done catching even more drones. Ay, ay, ay. And he does drag away the attention of these Queens. The Queens, they're brought into the main base. Bunny getting ready for his own push. As the Queens are distracted. Dark likewise moving out with his Roaches. Bunny setting up for a tripod. The Banshees, no! One Banshee does finally fall. But here we go. Bunny is pushing in. Does scan. Does see an army. Yeah, sees the Roaches. Does set up ahead of time. Does want to engage. Not yet. But he will find some damage. He comes in with a double drop. And this 4th base is exposed. We do force a cancel. Good pick up there by Bunny. Tumors are getting knocked down. Bunny pushing in. Dark is in position. Does defend his 4th. As Dark is forced to take the gold. A much more exposed base here. The tank! No, there's no room! Tank is going to go down. No room in the medevacs. Ay, ay, ay. A nice catch there by Dark. Getting a free tank. Behind this infestation bit is done. We're rushing into a hive. This is going to be for Vipers and for Adrenal Glands. This Bunny continues to deny this base. Oh, shows the fungal. As we don't quite go for it. Medevacs, they will manage to pick up. They will pick up Dark. His take-up choice is going to be Ultras. Makes sense. Does enjoy going Ling and Bane Roach Ravager into Ultra. They will benefit from those melee upgrades. And we'll see if he can get there. So far, Bunny has done a good job at denying some of these hatcheries, that is true, but he hasn't really killed too many of the workers. He hasn't really done too much economic damage to Dark. But behind this, look at the worker count here. Bunny getting up to 81 SCVs. Planetary's on the way, and Bunny, he is maxed out. How many tanks do we have? 5 tanks here with the main army. There is a lot of creep to work through. Dark can buy time, and he needs to. He needs to buy that time. As to do push deep with the creep. Tumors are going down. Dark, oh my god, has to be careful. Not to be too premature. Here we go, trying to engage with those Marines. Infestor goes down. Bit of mispathing there from the Infestor. And we don't have any more. That was the only Infestor for Dark. We don't get to see a Fungal. Feels bad, man. No Fungal growths. As Bunny rotates towards the 5th. Lane Bane trying to get in position, but a lot of tank shots going off. Here we go, the Vipers, they come in from behind. Big blinding clouds here on the tanks. And the Link Bane will collapse here on the bio. But there are just so many tanks behind this. And can a Bunny hold on? It looks like he will. Again, he had a secondary line of tanks behind his first. He does take the fight. He will break this hatchery. And Dark, does he have it? Can he hold on? Reinforcements are coming in. He does bow down one of the tanks. But it's not going to be enough. Bunny, he will break the hatchery. Very efficient trade here from our Terran. And remember, behind this, his economy has been left untouched. He's double expanding, going for the goal base. Bunny looking strong. And Dark, he's struggling here. Did he lose his Vipers? He lost 1. Oh, he's down to 1 Viper. That's not a lot to work with. Ultras are on the way. Kindness plating is finishing up. But the upgrades, there's no +3 melee, +3 carapace is still halfway done. The Ultras are not going to be ideal. And we're already working on Ghosts. Ghost production has commenced. How many Ghosts do we have? Ooh, 0. That's the first Ghost on the way. Ultras, they could work. They could close the distance. Speaking of, Ultras actually going for a counterattack. Dark, he wants to try to take down that planetary. Ultras are coming in. Lings as well. Bunny, does he have enough to hold? Yeah, we're coming in first round. Bunny turning everything back around to defend. Does leave enough here to hold on to his tanks. And we do get a kill in the planetary. Planetary goes down. The Ultras, they're not done. They go even further. They get into the 3rd base. 15 SCVs go down. And we even borrow that Ultra. At the same time, Bunny trying to force his way in, but we have Ling reinforcements. And Bunny, he's being cleaned up. Yeah, he does overextend. 1, 2, 3 tanks going to be going down, and we can keep going. We're going to get another tank. Meanwhile, the Ultra on burrows. Again, the Ultra burrow was buffed in the recent patch. It does burrow faster. Oh, as he does dive in. I remember when the patch was announced, when the notes were announced of the Ultra change, we all looked at it and it was like, yo, this is a Dark buff. Dark, he's one of the few players that actually goes for Ultra run bys like this. And actually makes use of burrow. There go Lings, they burrow as well. The Ultra still alive. And Bunny, he's lost a little momentum. Again, he was knocking down the front door of this goal base and he was forced back. The tanks were cleaned up. And now Bunny is stuck at home. And Dark, he survived. He does survive. And now Darky's getting into his melee upgrades, he's getting into +3 carapace. Bunny is transitioning into an anti-Ultra army. We have Ghosts and Liberators on the way. Everything we need against Ultras or against Hive Tech. So Bunny, he's refining his army, but the aggression has ended. He's stuck at home. He's stuck at home, he's stuck turtling, which means Dark has time to breathe. He can breathe, he can resaturate, he can expand and take every base on his side of the map. Dark, he survived. But Bunny isn't out of it yet. I do appreciate he's still being active with these drops. Still moving out with these metamax. Oh, I assumed we already had this, but it's going to be a bit of a later fusion core. This is for Liberator range. We have the second starport, +1 ship weapons. Again, we're just going straight into and committing quite hard to those Liberators. Ooh, Dark even taking one of Bunny's bases. Bunny does see. Does have eyes on this. Bathing Rumbai gets a kill on a CC. Oh my god, nuke on the way. Dark, he's looking for the ghost. Does get it. Does catch the ghost. Whew, just in time. Drop comes in. Oh, Bunny, he didn't scout the base. Oh, Bunny, he didn't quite scout that base. Not aware of it. Is getting some damage done here. But is unaware of the fresh mining bases of Dark. Road is being cleaned up. And behind this, 2 more starports, so it's going to be a 4 starport production. There's that Liberator range, high-sec auto tracking. Again, Bunny just turtling on up. Ooh, good mine shots. Juicy connection on those lings. And again, we're just taking a much more passive approach here as we near maxed out supplies. Both players just refining their armies. And Dark, his job right now is to spread as much creep as possible, as he even tries to take another one of Bunny's bases. Another nuke in the center. The ghost is going to be shut down. And bold nuke there from Bunny. Do appreciate as well that we do see Dark prioritizing mining here of this left-hand base. Nidus into the main. Uh-oh. And it looks like, we do scout. Bunny does have eyes on this. He will shut it down. Likewise, Overseer is going to be hunted down as well. Dark getting ready for a bailing run by. The CC not quite operational. Dark is going to be going for it. And really what we're waiting for Bunny to refine his army before he can move out. And he has done so, right? Now he has Liberator range. Now he has +1 ship weapons. He's got his production going. The moment Bunny moves out is after Dark attacks. Basically, Bunny, he's waiting for Dark to push in. He's also scouting and looking for a Broodlord transition, which is pretty important. Trying to get a read on any kind of Broodlord transition. Speaking of Broodlords, double Spire. That's exactly what this is for. Dark is working towards the eventual Broodlord switch. Still a ways off though. Still quite a ways away. As Dark is pushing, he does find a planetary. Yeah, the base is going to go down. A Bunny out of position. Planetary does fall. Again, Bunny, he was distracted earlier and dragged out of position by the Nidus worms. You see Dark pushing in on the left-hand side. Taking more bases. Again, Bunny, he's waiting to take a good fight defensively and then counterattack. He's just waiting for Dark to ape into his liberation zones, essentially. We're hoping for that to occur. Here we have a wall of turrets on the way. Scans the main army. Oh, gets some slime stuff. Gets an ultra. Not too bad. Looking at the armies, we have 7 ultras. We only have 1 Viper and 1 Infestor. I'm not loving the army of Dark at the moment. But again, he's working on that next step. Scans do reveal the spires. Bunny should also feel pretty good about the fact that the Greater Spire only just starts. But now Bunny knows. He knows that the potential for Broodlords is there. So he is mentally prepared for that whenever Dark does get into it. But again, this is just really late upgrades, really late tech from Dark. We're not getting into Broodlords anytime soon. Another nuke here towards the center. The nuke should finish this time. Oh, it snipes. Unfortunately, the nuke isn't going to connect with much. It's going to get a tumor. It gets the larva. Grazes a spore crawler. On the left-hand side, liberation zones are being set up. Dark coming in to deny the base. And he will deny this CC. Crashes in and gets 7 worker kills. At the same time, Liberator going ham here towards the north, getting 5 drones. Not bad. Not bad at all. Ooh, Dark rotating his entire army around, actually. Where are we headed? Okay, we come back. Do come back to defend that gold. We're going to be committing. Oh. The nuke! It's going to go off. Again, though, not much to hit. Gets a drone. Again, Liberator going ham here on the left. Getting even more workers. As Bunny is gaining some ground here. The Liberator getting a lot of drones here towards the left-hand side. Lings are coming in at the same time. Dark going for the Nidus is denied. Good reaction out of Bunny. Does shut down the Nidus. Does get 17 drones. Oh my, we're still going. This one Liberator has 18 kills on its own. 18 worker kills. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, meanwhile, Dark, he moves out of position. Does expose the base. Viper goes down. Oh, but he does surround some of these Marines. He does pick up some units at least. Allows the border to live. That one lib is still there, by the way. Still forcing some really awkward mining there from Dark. Going for the Nidus is spotted. Keen eyes there out of Bunny. Does shut it down. Now, what I will say is that Dark has been happily mining from bottom right. This center right base has been freely mined from. We could try to abuse it with Liberators, but Bunny, I believe, has he seen it? He has seen it, but hasn't had the freedom to actually harass there. So because of that, look at the banks. Like Dark, he has a massive 15k mineral bank, 7k gas bank. Now, what I will say, Dark needs a large bank, and he needs to mine as much as he can as... Oh, more mining is being denied. But he needs to mine as much as he can because Bunny's army is more efficient. Straight up. Bunny will trade more efficiently, and Dark, without a bank, will just die. Banelings rolling in. We do take down a planetary. Take down almost 2. Not quite. That is a lot of dead supply. We have 130 Lings in production for Dark, but the Banelings are gone. That means that Bunny can counterattack. We're pushing in. This is the moment. This is the moment the Bunny was waiting for. He absorbs a bunch of Banelings, will cancel that nuke, and will shut down this base. We'll shut down. Never mind. Really respecting the reinforcements of Dark. Doesn't quite get the hatchery. Did get a lot of damage done though. Liberator is in position to deny mining. Ooh, and more drones are going down. Again, really careful play out of Bunny. We could have stuck around a couple of seconds longer to kill the base, but he didn't want to get surrounded. Didn't want to deal with the reinforcements of Dark. And this is pretty significant. A lot of lost mine time here for Dark. He's not mining from these 2 bases. Now, what's scary here, not just the fact that Dark isn't mining. If Bunny can establish these bases, that's going to be huge. Lingbane rolling on in. Into freedom zones. We do crash into the planetary. Base is going to go down. SCVs as well. And just like before, this should trigger a counterattack. Banelings, they roll in once again towards the bottom right. 28 SCVs go down. But now Bunny can push. And he will kill this hatchery. He's scanning, he's looking for the army, looking if there's anything left. Kills one base, and we could keep pushing. Ghost does go down. Okay, Bunny will retreat. Looks like he's more concerned with just reestablishing these bases. Now, you may think, hold up, Bunny, his worker count is in shambles, right? Kind of true. Doesn't matter when you have mules. We have a lot of orbitals, we have a lot of spare energy. That's why we're scanning so much. We don't need SCVs. We can rely on mules. On top of that, Bunny also has a super maxed army. If you look at the army supply, he's at 150 army supply. So, one, he has a more efficient army. Two, I mean, he has a larger army as well, which is terrifying. Which, again, for the next fight, Dark has to be so quick to remax. And he's remaxing on Corruptors. Those Broodlords that we spoke about are finally on the way. It's been like 10 minutes. Not the best upgrades. They're on... Oh, they're soon to be 2-2. Not too bad, actually. They're soon to be 2-2. Now 3-3 is on the way. Broodlords are on the horizon. Corruptors have been scouted. Big scan here from Bunny. He sees the Corruptors. Thors are on the way. Thors +2 ship weapons. We're getting ready for the Broodlords. So really important scout here by Bunny. Once again scanning. He's looking for the Morph Broodlords. Fun fact, Dark actually can't make many Broodlords because he's maxed out. Dark needs to throw away some supply and then he can morph them in. Just the constant scans. Again, Bunny, he wants to see those broods. Nuke is thrown down. Army is pushing forward. Here come those Corruptors. They go for the libs. And finally, we have an answer to these Liberators. 3, 4 libs go down. Not a bad fight out of Dark. Not a bad trade from our Zerg player, but he did end up losing top left. Did mine all the gas, though. That's what's important. He mined out all the gas here in this base. Even if Bunny takes it, there's no gas for him to take. So here's long-distance mining. Oh. Meanwhile, this hatchery is still very low, thanks to these Vipers. We have Vipers. How many Infestors? We have 5 Infestors, 2 Vipers. Still 0 Broodlords. We're focusing mainly on Ling Bane. I'm sure after the next fight, Dark will morph in the Broods. He's waiting for 3-3. Decent EMP does graze that Infestor. Nuke on the way. Dark is going to have to engage. Oh, does get the neural. Drags forward the ghost. Does get a kill. Very cute way of dealing with it. Oh, nice EMP though. The counter neural snipes one of the ghosts of Bunny. Very nice trades here from Dark. Trading energy for a ghost. Again, it's all about efficiency here. All about being as efficient as possible. Meanwhile, Bunny, he has to be careful. He's running out of money. We're slowly mining through all these bases. Again, at least he is denying top left. That is always a base that Bunny can take. Oh, another neural though. Ling Rumbai does get past the army. Flooding into the bases. Not many workers to kill. Lings are going down at the same time we neural another Thor. We're focusing down the tank. Another tank goes down again. Really nice trades here out of Dark. It's all about being efficient. The chain neurals. This Thor is mine. And here come the Broods. 9 Broodlords on the way. Now, what kind of army do we have? We have 16 Vikings, 2 Thors, really 1 Thor because one of them is the Zergs. Ooh. Nuke is going to be denied. Another neural, once again. There we go. We go for the EMPs. Big fungal on the ghost, but where's the follow-up? It's not there. The ghost to escape. God, just again the non-stop fungals. Finally, you're back. The Thor back under control of Bunny. That was a lot of neurals, by the way. A lot of these infestors are out eventually, but oh, he was one of yours. Dark, how could you? Kills the. He did so much for you. Does kill the Thor. Nidus in the natural. Ooh, can be the production getting us over the starports. Pretty big. Starports are going to be going down. Big pickoffs there for Dark. At the same time, another big Ling run by here towards that third base. Nuke is on the way. Oh, does Dark notice? Ling's are being cleaned up, and he does pull back. Dark, he does pull back in time. Nuke going to take down tumors more than anything. The Lings, they didn't kill the starports, but they did kill some of the add-ons. And they forced a big reaction out of Bunny. Oh, and he is taking this base. Again, kind of a fresh mining base. There's a lot of minerals, but 0 gas, unfortunately. Speaking of, these gas guys here, they're running out. Ooh, only 100 gas left on one of them. We're mining out of the map. we're mining the map out. Uh-oh. And again, Dark, he still has a pretty impressive bank to work with. On top of that, he has been making really good use of his spellcasters, of his NG-based units. Another nuke is on the way. Broodlord should deal with it. Oh! Good EMP, but a better fungal. Ghost goes down. Every loss does count. Base is being taken again. No gases to mine from, unfortunately. A little bit too late for Bunny. More Broodlords on the way. What's our army looking like? We have 29 Corruptors. We have 17 Banelings. And, again, Broodlords as well. Soon to be 14 Broodlords. A good amount of Infestors. Again, a pretty efficient army. An ideal late game army here from Dark. We're still working on +3 ship weapons. Bunny still not on 3-3. These upgrades are a little bit late. Poor Bunny. His army is not ideal. Broodlords are coming in. Here come the Vikings. We're the Corruptors. Corruptors are lagging behind. Do you get a couple of volleys off? Here's coming in for some snipes. Dark rotating around. His creep is encroaching upon the bases of Bunny. And the Broodlords are now on the offensive. Again, we do have 14 of them. Night is swarming in between the bases. CC goes down. Planetary under fire. Can the Vikings without +3 engage? Oh, the Neural! To end up neuring one of those ghosts. Good yoink there on the Liberator. Planetary goes down. And the Nidus does finish. Bunny with nothing to defend. Again, he's maxed out. Oh, the armory is under fire. Not like this. We need those upgrades. It looks like the upgrade is going to be denied. Viper's coming in for some parasitic bombs on the libs. Good damage being dealt. Meanwhile, the Lings, they take down the army. They take down one of the starports. And they might get another, as Ghost will clean them up. They go +3 ship weapons. About to finish up in a couple of seconds for Bunny. Does get a good fungal though. 1, 2, 3, 4. A big chunk of Vikings go down. A big loss there for Bunny. Even catches some ghosts. Ay, ay, ay. Again, a good trade there for Dark. Does overextend for a moment. Does have to respect these Vikings. We'll pull back. As Bunny is still cleaning up those Lings. And we have 34 more Lings on the way. This nuke is going to land. Won't get much done. Oh, it gets cancelled. Thankfully. And we are down to 14. We had, am I crazy? We had like over 20 Vikings? Yeah, we had over 20 Vikings at a point. But Bunny down to 14. He hasn't rebuilt the Vikings, going for more starports. Oh, wait. No shot. Okay, we're good. I was like, did he lose all his starports? He still has them. He's all good. He has 3 starports up and running, soon to be 5. But I believe Bunny is out of gas. Okay, we're mining 2 gas geysers here. We have 900 gas here between these 2 geysers. Natural is mined out. 3rd is mined out. The 4th base still has a gas geyser, actually. Not mined from. I say no, fine. It still has 500 gas here. Okay, so we still have some gas to work with. It's okay. We can still sustain ourselves for a little bit longer. Likewise, Dark. Oh wait, sorry. My apologies. I said 500. 300. I was looking at the health. I was looking at the HP. My apologies there. 200 and 400 here. So we just have some gas to work with. We're mined out for Dark towards the top left. We have one gas geyser here. Yeah, we're running out of money. Running out of resources. Here we go. Dark rotating over once again towards the gold. The would-be gold. Another nice into main. And in this battle of attrition, it does feel like Dark is in control. Once he got into his Broodlord army. Until then, like, Bunny was doing well trading, but with this Broodlord Infestor-based army, like, Dark has been now trading Bunny, and that should not be happening. Not like this. Now, something that Bunny could do, this army is immobile. We speak about this all the time. The Broodlord army is very immobile. The problem is that Bunny has been stuck defending. He's been stuck responding here to Dark instead of the other way around, where Bunny could have been going for some harass, some drop plays, some pushes on the left, some pushes towards the right even. Dark hasn't had to respond to anything. As a result, he's been able to just focus on this main push. And that's why Dark has been so successful here. The most harass that Bunny's been doing is Liberator harass. Just harassing with libs here and there. And a big reason for this is that traditionally, as a Terran player in this situation, you would want to absorb an attack, right? Trade well and then counterattack. That's what Bunny was able to do against the Ultras earlier. But against these Broods, it's a bit of a different story. He does graze one of those infestors. Fungal does miss. Fungal's a little bit lackluster. Oh, speaking of a counterattack, it's a tank, but it's doing damage. We have the one tank going for the hatchery, and this could have been done so much earlier, but the hatchery is going to go down. Not bad. You know, we're denying some minerals here from Dark. The hero tank kills a base on its own. Oh, even taking his minerals. Let's go. Long distance mining from that hatchery instead. The boys are being pulled on top of the queen. The queen is gonna fall as well. Oh, the boy on boy action. Drones versus SCVs. Not like this. The Wintermine comes in. Uh-oh. The mine! It does connect there on the drones. At the same time, we do have Dark slowly pushing forward. Did take down those rocks. No major fight yet. Mainly here towards the top left. Drones are falling. We see Bunny even muling the right-hand side. Fungal does connect. Oh, that was a big loss. 4 ghosts go down. Sorry, 5 ghosts go down. That's a brutal loss there for Bunny. Is denying mining, but Lings are coming in to reinforce. Nuke is being thrown down. Yeah, the nukes are forcing Dark back, and we are gaining ground. Big nuke there, shutting down those tumors. Spore crawlers fall. Go, Mule, go. As again, we're just trying to take as many resources as we can away from Dark. But Dark, he is re-establishing top left. The Lings, they have cleaned up that tank. The mules are going down. And Bunny, I'm afraid that we're running out of gas. Oh god, the gas guys, they're running out. Not like this. Yeah, no gas is here, no gas is here. We have 1 gas geyser left, which is not being mined from Bunny. But what you see is what you get. Unless Bunny realizes that he still has a gas geyser available, he has 0 gas income, 0 gas mining. In this battle of attrition, in this 14-minute game. Oh my, I didn't even realize. Dark, he has just been out trading Bunny, out controlling him with the Broodlord Infestor. We spoke about it. The big weakness of the Broodlord Infestor is how immobile it is, but we just haven't seen many counterattacks or trying to go for split pushes. trying to rotate around. It's been these head-on engagements, and Bunny hasn't had as much success. Broodlords are coming in. Liberators are doing what they can. Again, Bunny is still mining minerals, but that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Meanwhile, Dark has mined out of gas. Dark, he's all the gas geysers, I believe, has been mined out in the entire map. 0 gas left on Alcyone. Except for that one geyser that Bunny is refusing to mine from. The Fungals! Big Fungal here on the Vikings. Oh, the Viper, though, the Parasitic Bomb wasn't quite there. It's on the Libs instead. Liberators are being shut down. Massive damage there from the Power Bombs. Ling Runby coming in. Camping the production. And you can see Bunny falling further and further behind in the supply. He cannot rebuild. He cannot remax. What you see is what you get. He still has a gas geyser. I mean, even with that gas, though, I don't think it would matter. The writing has been on the wall for quite some time. Ling's just camping the production, taking down the Raxes, taking down the starports. Oh, big Fungal once again on those ghosts. Midas does finish. Dark just sieging forward, leaping forward with those Spore Crawlers. No fear. Bunny, he's making Marines. That's all he can make, right? He only has minerals to work with. Just making Mass Marine, making an army. Honestly, with Mass Marine, we could just go for the Marine run-bys, right? We could we could maybe do something with that. I don't know. Maybe. But regardless, taking the fight here to the main army is just not going to be possible. What do we have? 14 Infestors, 14 Corruptors, sorry, 14 Broodlords, 32 Corruptors. No more gas income for anyone. We're mining out of the last mineral patches as well. We've been here for 41 minutes. This is game 1, by the way, of a GSL qualifier. This is a qualifier. Game 1. Ay, ay, ay. Give us all 3 games. As Marines, they do push on forward. They get caught out by the Ling Bane. And Dark, he himself is going to be rotating over, ignoring bottom right, going towards the top left. Forcing Bunny to respond. And decent feedbacks. EMPs even. Decent EMPs on the Infestors. And I mean, Bunny is technically remaxing, true, but one is not quite like the other. And even if Bunny does take a fight, Dark can remax with 3k gas in the bank. Yeah, like Dark, he rotated because he's mined out already. Like, he does already take all those resources, all those minerals. No reason to stay in that location. Going through the center instead. Big power bombs here on the Libs. Forcing the unsiege. Vipers even yoinking whatever they can. Medivacs, Liberators. Now, there's still a chance. If somehow Bunny can take a big fight, if he can somehow EMP all the Infestors, get on top of the Broodlords, land a nuke. If he can somehow take a fight, then he can just very quickly counterattack. Oh, nice EMPs, actually. Getting 4 Infestors. Problem is that there's 10 more behind it. There's still 10 more Infestors. Plenty of energy. Ghost goes down. More Broodlords on the way. Have we lost many Broodlords this game? 5. We lost 5 Broodlords. 800. I should be looking at these stats actually. 855 lings. Oh my god, almost 900. Well, we're not gonna get there, unfortunately. It would be nice if we could reach 1,000. What else do we have? 86 workers. 99 SCVs have died this game. 38 ghosts. I mean, that goes to show how efficient the Dark has been. To kill 38 ghosts is very impressive. That one Thor kill. Wait, that one Thor kill. That was the New World Thor earlier. No, the poor Thor. The only Thor to die, as we're just yoinking whatever he can. We pick up these lives one after the other. Just picking away, picking apart the army of Bunny. And again, an army that he is not replacing. I mean, he's replacing with Marine. It's just a lower quality army. Bunny's trying to stand his ground. The stamina, by the way. Like, this is one of those things where we're in a 45-minute game. And Bunny, nah, he's not backing down. I can go all night long, Bappy. Let's go. Likewise, I mean, Darky's known for his patience. Like, every other game for Dark, he embraces the late game. It's fine. He likes it slow and steady. It's all good. And here we go. Dark encroaching here on the final bastion of hope for Bunny. He's got a line of turrets, he's got a line of planetaries, that's true, but the spores, they're getting closer and closer. Yoinking in another one of those lives. We're down to 3 Liberators. Big power bomb here on the Vikings. Oof. A lot of Vikings going to be going down. We're down to 22. Still a decent amount. There we go. 1 Liberator remains. Bunny still mining, technically. And he still hasn't taken the gas. It's still wide open. The gas is still there. It's never going to be mined from. Not at this point. Again, it doesn't matter too much. Biggie, oh my god, the EMPs! He gets every single infestor. Massive EMPs there from Bunny. But he still needs more. The ghosts are pushing forward, but can we get on top of the Broodlords? We cannot! The Broodlords, they still reign supreme here. Snipe's gonna be going off. The Vikings, they go for the chase. Not a bad fight out of Bunny. Snipes as well. We bring down even more of those broods. As Bunny is breaking through. Those were some insane EMPs, by the way. He got every single infestor. That was crazy. But the Broodlords, they're going ham. We're running out of Marines, running out of ghosts. Snipes going off here on those Broodlords, but there's just too much Zerg. It's too little too late. This is all that Bunny has left. A handful of bio, nothing else to support. That was an amazing fight, by the way. That was great. Oh my god. He knocked Dark down to 9 Broodlords. Did beautifully against the Infestors. But that's all we had. You know, that was the final stand. That was the last breath of hope for Bunny. And there it is. GG gets called as he does tap out. That was all he had left. And Dark will take game number 1. GG. GG, well played. Oh my god. GG. That was game 1. Dark does take a lead in the series, but it's a best of 3. And we could still have a back and forth here. That was a wild game though. Again, there were certain advantages for either player. Initially, if you remember, Bunny was actually doing quite well for himself. He was able to take down bases, was able to be in the face of his opponent. It's getting a lot of damage done. Eventually, though, the game slowed down. The game did slow down, and Bunny had to take a more defensive approach. I do think that there were opportunities missed. I do think that there were opportunities for Bunny where he could have, you know, clearly before the 50-minute mark, but like around like the 25 sub 30-minute mark where where a lot of the attention was being spent on the right-hand side, where we maybe could have tried to get away with some harassment. That's why Dark was having so much success. Remember, Dark, he was going for just non-stop Ling run-bys and Niduses, and you could argue that maybe because of the aggression of Dark, maybe that's why Bunny didn't really feel like he had the room to send supply across the map. But when he eventually did, like, he was finding success, right? He was actually able to kill bases, and ideally in that stage of the game, when you watch Maru, for example, when you watch Maru, when you watch Bjorn, Maru's a better example because Bjorn is very turtly in the late game. Maru's a better example where when we get to that stage, Clem as well, they are as active as they can, whether it's with Hellion run-bys or drop play. They do whatever they can to try to hinder the economy of the Zerg player and try to force them to invest into stack defense or to split up their army and have that much less in one location to defend, to focus on. And that's something that Bunny wasn't quite able to do, unfortunately. And we saw that Dark was able to outtrade him, was able to outcontrol him with the Broodlord Infestor. Sure, Bunny had a really good fight towards the end, but at that point it didn't matter. At that point, there was no economy to fall back on, and there was nothing to really go for. GG. GG, well played. With that, that's game one. And now we're working towards game number 2. Game 2 gonna be on Site Delta. Vámonos. Let's go. Let's go. My frame rate, not the frame rate. I'm sure it plummeted towards the end. This has to be the longest game I've seen this year so far. True, actually. Now that I think about it. We had a bit of late game at IEM. Oh, there we go. We had a little bit of late game at IEM, but I don't think we quite embraced like a 50-minute game quite like that. If you remember, a lot of the games at IEM were quite short, actually. I don't think we've seen anything quite like that yet this year. But here we go, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Site Delta. We have our South Korean Zerg player, our Red Zerg, representing Talon Esports, leading the series 1-0 after a very, very long game 1. Let's go. We're not done. We're not done yet, but we're one step closer. One game away from qualifying for GSL. It is Dark. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran representing Mystery Gaming. Down in the series, looking to force the ace match, it is Bunny. Oh my god. And Bunny, he's had enough. He's going for a proxy 2x in the natural base of Dark. Meanwhile, Dark opens up with a pull first. Ooh, a very safe opener here from Dark. He rolls the dice, goes for a pull first. We'll have access to faster Lings and faster Queens. This is ideal for Dark. Bunny, really risky maneuver. Can he get away with this? The drone comes in, and we do not scout. We are not aware of the Raxes. Let's go. Not quite a 12 pull. It was a pull first. I did see in the chat. I'm ready. I'm looking forward to 3 more hours of Dark versus Bunny. I mean, Bunny doesn't want it. He doesn't want 3 more hours. Get it over with as we're going for Proxy Marines. And bunkers are on the way. And Dark has no idea. He's going for roaches. Uh-oh. Dark, he's rushing into a faster gas geyser. He's going into roaches instead. He's not making too many Lings. He's not making too many Queens. He delayed his Queen production in favor of the Roach Warren, which means these bunkers are going to get up and running. And Dark, he now sees. He now knows what's going on. Ay, ay, ay. Dark, he had his own plan of aggression. And not quite working out for him. Again, the Queen is delayed. The Lings are delayed because of the Roach Warren, which means this natural is going to go down. A couple of Lings do make it out. They're going across the map. The Marines are amassing. Now, I do think that we can break the natural. Can Bunny push into the main, though? With roaches, I feel like Dark should be okay. I feel like Dark should be able to hold. Should be able to hold on. Bunny is transitioning back at home. Factory in production. Hatchery down to half HP. Queen wants to save this. Can Dark save the natural? Oh boy. Here we go. We have 3 queens out. Sorry, 3 roaches out. We have 3 more roaches on the way. Gonna be 6 roaches in total, plus a queen. Nah, there's no saving it. The hatchery, it can be targeted. Roaches are coming in. And we're going for the roaches. We get 1. 1 roach, 2 roaches go down. Ooh, some brutal losses here for Dark. And he's gonna lose. barely not a third Roach. The base will fall. Darky threw away 2 Roaches and he didn't save the base. And just like that, Bunny, he's in a pretty good position. He's transitioning back at home. That is a starport on the way. Where is the CC? It is delayed. Delayed CC here. Bunny doubling down on aggression. Here we go. Meanwhile, a big shout out to Thriving GG in the chat for the raid of 212. Oh my papi. Of 222. Thank you so much. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. If you are tuning in, you missed out on an amazing game. Game 1 was a 50-minute ZvT between these two players. And now we have some cheese. Now we have some proxy here. We are casting the GSL qualifiers. These are a couple of days old, but the GSL qualifiers were not casted live, so we are going over the replays so we can bear witness to what happened in the qualifiers. The game 1 was crazy. And now we do see Dark stuck on 1 base. Bunkers are finally being shut down. And Bunny, I'm really curious here if we're going to be committing. There we go. CC is on the way. A very delayed CC, but we went for a tank. Bunny, he was afraid of an all-in from Dark. Went for a tank first. And the game is going to be settling from here. Whew. Dark is droning. He's droning up, working on link speed, re-establishing or trying to re-establish his natural. He does have a Roach Force, and he's moving out. The goal here is to try to reciprocate that damage. He's looking for some SCV kills. Unfortunately, there's not much to get, especially with a Banshee on the way and a tank on the high ground. Bunny, he is ready for the Roach counterattack. Again, CC is on the high ground. It's safe and sound. Third CC on the way behind this as well. Bunny getting ready for the mid game. Doubling down here on his CC production. Ooh, the Overlord Scout should confirm the Banshees, but I really like Banshees in this position. Again, Dark, he has very limited anti-air. He has a Spore on the way, but he doesn't want to make a Spore. He's barely got an economy. So the Banshees, they have a little potential here to do some counter damage, to also deal with those Roaches. Also, a big shout out as well. I didn't get to shout you out earlier, but a big shout out to Kibrit in the chat for resubscribing for 3 months in a row. Thank you, Papi. Thank you so much. Gracias, Kibrit or Kybrit. Thank you. Do appreciate it. Did subscribe during game 1, and I didn't want to drag attention away from the game. So I forgot to shout you out, but thank you. Thank you so much. Quack, Papi, quack. Let's see, we go. The Banshee does get into the main base, gets 1 drone, but does sustain quite a bit of damage. As the Banshee moves out, the Roaches are moving in. We're headed towards the natural. We do have a tank on the high ground. But can we get into the mineral line? Ooh, not quite. It would take some volleys to the face. Bunny, he does hold. And Bunny is ahead in the economy. He's got an even worker count plus mules. So he's ahead. Plus a third base on the way. Dark behind with his own third base timing. Again, he just had a really rough opener, really rough start. The Roaches get caught out. Not like this. The Roaches do get caught out. A couple of them get picked off by the Banshee. And Bunny's working on his bio transition. Meanwhile, Dark is working towards his lair. Still just droning up. Still just trying to resaturate his bases. Lair should be for Roach speed. We're pretty committed here to Roach play. We have to make use of the tech that we have. And we'll see what Bunny can get done with his first push. It's going to be pretty intense. We're working on those 2 Metamax, building a Marine. Stim is done. We have 1 tank for the time being, but soon to be 2. Bunny just moving out to establish his third. But with these Metavacs, we could commit. We can push. There we go. And this move out is going to be brutal here. Bunny up in army supply. He has 2 tanks. Now, depending on the angle of attack, technically Dark, he could deal with this if he's able to pile down those tanks. The Ravagers could be a saving grace. But he only has 3 of them. Only 3 Ravagers. Here we go. We do someone before we get a Queen. Queen goes down. A lot of tumors as well. Bit ambitious there by Bunny. As he does confirm the army, and he will back off. Okay, I would have assumed that we would have committed here. I think we could have, but Bunny's going to respect it. Gonna retreat. I mean, he got a queen, got some tumors. And he goes back home with the tanks, and he will rotate with his drops. Okay. So the tanks will be safe at home. Marines looking for more damage. See in the chat, is this live? Yes. Yes, this is live. I mean, it's a live replay cast. But these games were not broadcasted. The GSL qualifiers are never broadcasted live, but we do get the replays, which is nice. As we do deny the 4th phase. It is cancelled. We do see Dark rushing into an infestation pit. This should be for infestors. I mean, we do gain access to Hive, but infestors are necessary here for Dark to try to outtrade his opponents. We catch another queen! Another queen goes down. We get so many tumors as well. Dark, he's down to 4 queens. Only enough to inject, really. He's trying to keep up. And to force back that army and maintain his creep. Meanwhile, Bunny this entire time has been building up his army. Still leaving 2 tanks back at home. But going for a split push. Well, actually, he's going to be meeting up. There we go. He's consolidating his forces. Bringing everything together. And what does Dark have? He still only has 3 Ravagers. 4 more on the way. 7 in total. But that's very limited creep spread. So far, Bunny just clearing up some creep, paving the way for his push. Tanks are slowly pushing forward here. 4 CC on the way behind this. It is not a 3-way soul in. 2-2 has started up. Good battles here from Dark. Does take down a tank. But without splash damage, there's nothing stopping these Marines. We still on forward. Where are the Fungals? They're not too bad. Fungals are looking decent. The Roaches, they push on forward. Another Fungal here on the Marines, but the spread is too good. The concave here from Bunny. As he barely works his way through the Marines, sorry, through the Lings, through the Roaches, and onto the Ravagers. He barely breaks through the army. 1 Ravager survives. Dark, he's trying to hold on desperately, but it's not going to be enough. GG gets called, and Bunny ties up the series 1-1. We're going to the ace match. GG. Again, a very successful 2-act from Bunny. Unfortunately, it looked like Dark was like hard countering it. Dark, if you remember, he went for a pool first. Went for a pool first opener here in game 2. But he delayed his queen, he skipped out on Lings, and he was going into a Roach Rush, blindly going into a Roach Rush while he was being proxy 2-axed, and he just had no vision, had no idea what was happening until it was too late. He lost his hatchery, he lost his Roaches, and Bunny was able to take a massive lead from that start, from the early game. And with that, we have an ace match. We're going all the way to game number 3. Let's go. Let's go. Hold on. I'm catching up in the chat. Catching up. Beyond is actually so much easier to say than Bunny. It all melds together. It all melds together. I love this boy-on-boy action. Out of context, that sounds so weird. But that was when the workers were fighting each other. I want Dark's big hairy slit. The copy pasta. But here we go. At least we've made our way into the ace match. Game number 3. It all ends here. As a reminder, this is a qualifying match for this season of GSL. And it is only a best of 3, so it all ends here. It all ends now. Let's go. Maybe scouting a little late? No, he didn't scout, period. He didn't scout behind his natural base. To be fair, the Overlord doesn't usually scout that location. You check the outside of the natural and at the 3rd base location instead. So Dark was in the dark. Regardless, we're now getting into game number 3. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have our South Korean Terran player tying up the series 1-1, forcing the ace match, representing Mystery Gaming. It is Bunny. And spawning in the top left, going for a very safe opener, going for a 15-15. Let's go. We have our South Korean Zerg player, the red Zerg representing Talon Esports. It is Dark. Here we go, 15 hatch into a 15 spawning pool. This leads into earlier queens, this leads into earlier lings. A very safe way to open up. If Bunny were to go for a proxy here in game 3, Dark would have a much easier time responding and reacting. As we can see though, Bunny throws down that Rax back at home. No proxy this time. No proxy this time from Bunny. And again, Dark just playing it out safely here. Now, talking about this opener, talking about the 15-15, as they have the spawning pool in the way, there are different variations. Dark has been known to open up 15-15 and delay his gas even further than normal and go for a faster third base instead and go into roaches from here. Like, this is something that he has done on maps like Golden Aura and on maps like Oceanborn. Because of how close these bases are to defend, we can afford to skip ling speed for as long as possible and just avoid it entirely. And it looks like we are indeed going for the third. So Dark, he is going gasless. Basically, this is a 15-15 gasless variation where Dark should be looking to take a faster third hatchery. So a little bit greedy here. It is risky. The downside for going for this build and going for this playstyle, as we do have, actually, no, we're not delaying that second queen. 6 lings are on the way. I do see Bunny checking for the third base. I assumed that we would be going for a faster third, but no, we are making and investing into 6 lings. This should still lead into a fast third, though. As no, we're going across the... Okay, let's go. Dark, he's cooking, Papi. He's cooking. Let me try your food. Let's go. Very interesting. It is still gasless, don't get me wrong, but we're not taking advantage of that. Otherwise, would have been faster third. Overlord is being forced back. It is going to be a standard opener here. Rax expand. Reaper has arrived. And I'm sure that Dark was hoping maybe it would be a Marine opener instead. Lings, they can shut down this Marine. They will at least bring it low. Not too bad. Dark now going for his third. So this is a very safe version of this gasless opener. He could have gotten away with a faster third, but I guess Dark was just playing safe. He was just playing very safe here. After what happened in game number 2, I don't blame him. But this usually leads into roaches because of how late the gases are. Going into ling speed from here is usually not worth it. Now, the risky thing of going for this playstyle for Dark is without ling speed, you only have queens to defend. Purely queens to defend. It means that if Bunny realizes what's going on, he can go for a Hellion dive. And if he gets past these queens with the Hellions, there is nothing to defend. There are no lings to cash the Hellions like they otherwise would. So we are vulnerable to Hellion dives if we are able to recognize what's going on. Otherwise, Dark should get away with this. I'm brought back to Clem. If you're watching Clem versus Raynor a couple of days ago in the ESL Open Cup Europe, we casted the finals of Clem versus Raynor, and Raynor went for a gasless opener, just like what Dark is doing, and Clem immediately realized what was going on, and he went for a Hellion dive, and he just killed like 18 drones. Clem just took advantage of Raynor in this position. Meanwhile, Bunny going for a Hellbat push. Ooh, okay. I like this. This is okay. So no gas. What does that mean? No banelings, no roaches. We only have slowlings and queens to defend. This Hellbat push has potential. It has potential. I mean, queens aren't the worst unit to defend against Hellbats, to be fair. You know, with Transfuse, they're quite tanky. But it's not just Hellbats, it's Hellbat Marauder. I feel like Dark is in a bit of trouble. I'll be honest. This is going to be a tight hold. This is going to be a very tight hold here. Dark being so greedy, just now getting into his gases. Still no tech to work with. How many queens do we have? We have 7 queens, soon to be 9. 9 queens to defend. These Marauders are going to be key here to break the defenses. Dark is still droning. He's still droning, and here we go. The Hellbats, they have arrived. Bunny pushing in. Hellbats are revealed. Again, we have to babysit these Marauders. They cannot be focused down. We try to push on forward. The surround with the Queens, though. One Queen does get transfused, will not go down, and we're going for the mineral line. Bunny, he avoids the Queens. He's going for the drones, going for the economy. We're waddling it. It's such an awkward all-in. It's such an awkward push as we head towards the main base, but nah, we're being kicked away at. Dark, he will hold. He will shut this down completely. Yeah, the Hellbats, they don't manage to get any damage whatsoever. They try to waddle into the mineral line. But again, good reaction out of Dark. And Dark, he's going to be miles ahead from here. Marauders, they drop towards a third. We get a drone. A couple of workers. How much do we get? 4 drones. 4 drones go down. But the medevac falls. And Bunny, he is going to be cleaned up. The Hellions, they come in though. I do like this more. The Hellions, they're going to do more than the Hellbats, and they will burst up some of these drones. A lot of damage being done. And Bunny, he's making up for the failed Hellbat push with the Hellions. We spoke about it. Like, I like Hellions here more than Hellbats. You can just bypass the Queens. Get into the mineral lines. Ooh, get an extra drone. And as the dust does settle, we killed 18. Oh my god. 18 drones went down. I would like this position for Bunny if we didn't invest so hard. If it was only a Hellion dive, then sure, right? 18 worker kills is beautiful. But Bunny, he didn't just lose Hellions. He lost a Liberator. He lost a Medevac. He lost Marauders. It was a much more committed investment from Bunny. So Dark, he's going to be able to stabilize. Bunny, back at home, takes his third. He's not out of it. Again, it wasn't an all-in. I misspoke earlier. It wasn't an all-in. It was a pretty dedicated push. We can head into the mid-game. We're going to be settling down into the mid-game. Who do I want to give the edge to? That's the question. I want to say Dark. Dark, he got away with so much greed. He delayed his gases for so long here, droning up so hard, taking his 4th base. He's on 63 workers, and now we're getting into Lingbane. A little bit unexpected. I was expecting roaches, but it is going to be Lingbane from Dark. Just now getting into, what is this, like an 8-minute Ling speed timing? Let's go. Who needs Ling speed until 8 minutes? But I do like Dark's position overall here. I mean, it's stuck re-droning, sure, but Bunny can't do anything. Like, Bunny, he can't touch him. Stim is done. He's moving out without Medevacs. Medevac's still on the way. Now, we'll see if Bunny can get some damage done here. Again, Ling speed still not done, by the way. We're still vulnerable. This push has potential. So we throw up some creep. We don't engage with the Queens, though. Bunny will fall back. From here, Dark is not just going Lingbane, he's going Lingbane into Hydras. Into Hydras behind this. I mean, Bunny still has a pretty terrifying Bioforce, is what I will say. All these upgrades are a little bit delayed here because of the opener. 1-1 is going to be kicking in first for the Terran, so there's going to be a window. There's going to be a slight window here where Bunny has 1-1 over the 0-0 of Dark. Tanks are sieging. Bailing's speed is still not done either. But I feel like this push needs to get damage done before everything kicks in. Because then Dark is going to have an easier time defending. Tanks slowly pushing forward. We're encroaching upon the 4th base. A lot of creep to work through. Dark going for a big counterattack instead. And it looks like he will give up on the hatchery. The drones! No! Rallied past the tanks. A good chunk of them go down. Not all of them, thankfully, but the hatchery should fall. At the same time, Dark setting up a bailing run-by. Do we have anything at the 3rd? We do have a wall. We have SimCity. Hatchery does go down. Good damage done here by Bunny. Again, it was a window that he has to take advantage of. Dark now has bailing speed, but the creep is receding. And Bunny is pushing in. And Dark, do we turn back around? No, we're committing. We bust through the wall. Deeper is going to be going down. And Bunny, he races back home. Lings, they bust into the middle line. SCVs are going down. Oh, Bunny losing every worker here at his 3rd. And this is buying so much time. And now this is only half an army. But Bunny, he may still have too much. Yeah, his tanks, they hold on. Only left a handful of Marines, but it's still enough, as he does lose his third. Bunny's all in. Bunny, he's all in at this point. Loses the third base, he's down to 46 SCVs. It's all or nothing for Bunny. He has to end the game with this push. He's breaking in. Darky's coming back home. He is coming back home. He's getting ready for a surround. Bunny, supply blocked. He cannot reinforce. Doesn't have much money anyway. The Lings are coming for a surround. We collapse on the tanks, and the tanks are going down. We have 2 tanks left, though. They survive. The tanks, they do hold strong. The Lingbane gets evaporated, and Bunny, has he done it? He breaks through the Queens. The Queens are falling one after the other. The Bailings are ready. There's 8 Bailings on the way, and Bunny, he collapses on top of them. The Bailings need more time. Boys are being pulled. The Bio Army is so low. Bailings are finishing. But the tank shots are too good, and Bunny, he has done it. He has broken Dark. GG gets called, and Bunny qualifies for GSL. GG. GG, well played. GG, well played. Bunny does take the series here. He had a wild game one. Game one, if you were here for it, I know a lot of people missed it because they came in from the raid. Game one was a 50-minute late game ZvT that Dark came out on top of. And I was worried that after a 50-minute game, to lose a 50-minute game, I was worried that Bunny would be tapped out. I was worried that, you know, his morale would be shot, that he'd be spent after that. But no, he bounces back here, as a Bunny would. Does bounce back in game 2. In game number 3 as well, I would say that in game 3 it was a really weird opener. Again, it was a gasless opener, but a really late third from Dark, so he wasn't able to take full advantage of it. I will say that he did defend against the Hellbat push really well. Like, the Hellbats didn't do much. Remember, they killed 4 drones, the Hellbat Marauder push. But it was the follow-up. The Hellbats may have only killed 4 workers, but the Hellions, they made up for that. We killed 18 drones in total. That helped make up for it. It helped stabilize. It helped lead in towards that mid-game. And we saw that because of how late the gases were, it still took a while for Dark to get into Link speed, to Bailing speed, and to get into his 1-1. Remember, all those upgrades were still on the way. And before those upgrades finished, that's when Bunny hit. Remember, that's when Bunny moved out, and that's when Bunny killed the 4th base. It was a pretty close push. If Bunny had waited any longer, I don't think he would have killed the 4th. I don't think he would have gained as much success. I don't think he would have gained as much ground. I feel like it was a pretty close timing there from Bunny, and he was able to kill that 4th base. By the time the upgrades finished up, I mean, the creep was already receding. The 4th base had already gone down. Dark did force the all-in. That is true. He did force the all-in out of his opponents. He did kill the 3rd, did cripple the economy. But he could not keep up. He could not contest against the army. It was a close fight. It was a close fight. But Bunny did take it in the end. GG, well played. Congratulations. Big win. Big win for Bunny, especially considering that Dark is considered to be the best Zerg player in Korea. I know that Solar is the most recent GSL champion. I know, true, I know. But Dark, like, I don't know, I still think of him as a stronger player in a lot of matchups, and he's still a terrifying beast. Remember, in IM Katowice, Dark, he was the only player to take a map off of Serral. The only player in the entire tournament to take a map off of Serral, and he had a deep run in that tournament as well. So Dark is in form, but does go down to Bunny here. Now, if you are a Dark fan, do not worry, do not fret, because Dark has another chance. He has another chance here. Let's quickly switch our scenes over and have a look at our matches here. Also, a big shout out to Horst Local in the chat. Ga, papi, ga. Big shout out to Horst Local. Quack, papi, quack. Thank you so much for subscribing for 13 months. Just over a year of support. Thank you, papi, thank you. We appreciate the support here on the channel. Hope you've been enjoying the content. Hope you've been having a great time here in the chat, and hope you've been enjoying the broadcast. Here we go. Meanwhile, these are the matches we just wrapped up, and if you want to tune into the VODs are available on YouTube and here on Twitch. I do recommend Maru versus Classic. Maru did take down Classic 2-0. That was a very fun series. It was great to really dig our teeth into it. Classic versus DRG was back and forth. Creator versus Gumiho was a close one. It was quite a close series as well. Hero versus Creator was more one-sided. I will say that. The PvP between Hero and Creator was more one-sided, and Hero was looking a little bit more dominant in that PvP. And, oh, sorry. I do need to update the score. There we go. And Dark versus Bunny, game 1, or the entire series actually, was a banger. Was a banger of a series. Do check it out. As we have our qualified players for GSL, we have Maru, we have Classic, we have Hero, we have Creator, and we have Bunny. The players that didn't qualify here were DRG, Gumiho, and Dark. But again, they do have another chance. DRG and Gumiho, they're going to be seeded into the last chance qualifier. They're going to be seeded into another bracket where they will have another opportunity to make it into GSL. So both Gumiho and DRG, they have another opportunity here. Meanwhile, Dark is knocked down to the lower bracket. What is the lower bracket, you say? Let me just switch over. Dark, he gets knocked down to face off against SOS. SOS is lying in wait. He has been lying in wait, waiting for another qualifying match, for an opponent, for the loser of Bunny versus Dark. And it is Dark. So Dark versus SOS. That is going to be our first series that we're going to be casting tomorrow. Wait. We casted 5 matches today. We're casting the other half tomorrow. So this is the other half of the GSL qualifier. We have Dark versus SOS. We have Cure versus Shin. The loser of Cure versus Shin goes up against Stats. Then we have Beyond versus Solar. Loser of that series goes up against Su in another qualifying match. All these matches are qualifying matches, by the way. And again, there is kind of like a lower bracket to each of those matches as well. And any player that doesn't qualify through round 1 gets invited into round 2. At least like from these qualifying matches. They get invited into round 2. So again, if you're a fan of Gumiho and DRG, they're invited and seeded into round 2 where they have one final chance to qualify for GSL. And we will be casting that as well. We're going to be casting all of that tomorrow. We're going to be casting these 5 matches and also round 2 in 24 hours. So make sure to mark your calendars and make sure to follow the channel. For those matches. Are you going to cast all the games? Yes, we're going to cast all the games, but the rest is going to be tomorrow here. Just because we've already reached the 4-hour mark, and if we wanted to cast this half, it'd be 8 hours, which, I mean, we could do. I've done 8-hour casts before, but we may as well split it up just to make sure that I'm well rested. I don't want to like run out of steam towards the end and like run out of stamina. So we're going to be cutting the broadcast in half. Cutting it in half to make sure that we're freshened up and ready for a fresh day of qualifiers tomorrow. Big cast tomorrow. Yeah, exactly. Big cast. The Bunny GSL run always levels up for GSL, right? I mentioned that when we were getting into the first series. Sorry, when we were getting into game 1 of Dark versus Bunny. I don't know what it is, but again, even though Bunny isn't really active. He isn't really active in the online tournaments. He is a little bit lackluster in WTL, but specifically for GSL, he pops up. I don't know what it is about GSL and Bunny, but he has some really good performances and really good showings. So I do look forward to it. I do look forward to it. The power of the queen. See Colossus in the chat. Clem roasted Rainer's drones. He did roast his drones. Did happen. Can't wait for Su's games. Yeah. The Su matches tomorrow. Beyond versus Solar is going to be insane. The big thing that I'm looking at, both SOS and Stats are recently returning players, relatively recently. Stats was also recently a part of IM Katowice, but both SOS and Stats are Protoss players that haven't really come into their own in their return. Like Stats coming back from the military, he isn't quite at the level he used to be. Unlike Hero and Classic, like Hero and Classic are really good examples of players returning from the military and looking so damn powerful. Like they have risen to the upper echelons of Protoss in the world. Like Hero and Classic are really successful. Stats less so. He has yet to really get into his groove. SOS as well. SOS, he hasn't been able to do so either, which is a little bit sad, a little bit upsetting. So my eyes are on them to see how good they look. You know, have they been practicing? Have they been competing? Have they been committing? Are they finally breaking through that barrier and really breaking into the competitive scene? Really, that's what I'm looking for. But for both SOS, Stats, and Sue. Sue is also applicable to that as well. Where Sue came back from the military and, again, he hasn't really found as much success. To be fair, I do know that SOS, Stats, and Sue, they aren't full-time players. I do know that, which is a part of it, right? Like, they all have other commitments. They all have other jobs. They all play StarCraft part-time, which is a reason why they aren't as successful as Hero and Classic, for example. But regardless, I'm curious to see kind of their state of play. Very curious to see their state of play here. And likewise, of course, the regulars like Shin, Cure, Beyond, Solar, Dark. Gonna be some good stuff. Good stuff. So I was playing Brood War. Yeah, I did see a couple of players dabble in Brood War. I know like TY is playing Brood War. There was another player in the qualifier. Who am I thinking of? I can't quite remember. But there are a couple of players that returned from the military that are playing in Brood War. I know that TY wanted to play in both, and technically he is playing in both Brood War and StarCraft 2. Maybe Sue as well. It's okay, Papi. You're always fresh. Oh, gracias, Papi. Gracias. But with that, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Again, it was a great day of qualifiers for the GSL, and we will conclude the GSL qualifiers in less than 24 hours. Let me just quickly set that up here as well. But in less than 24 hours, we're going to be going over the rest of the GSL qualifiers. So be here tomorrow for the conclusion, or you can always just watch the VODs. Again, the VODs are always available on YouTube and on Twitch, so you can check it out. Exclamation mark, ha. YouTube in the chat if you guys want a link to that as well. We are co-streaming on YouTube, which is why the VODs are all already there as soon as we do wrap up. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. We'll be back tomorrow with the remainder of the GSL qualifiers. Until then, hasta luego. Hasta luego. Have a great week of StarCraft. Have a great time. If you're curious what else we're going to be doing here on the CranKy Ducklings, we're going to be going over the IM Katowice group stage later on in the week. And we also have some live broadcasts over the weekend. We have a show match between Gemini and Universe. We have the Platinum Hyper Cup. We have the Logic Games. And we have the return of the Sparkling Tuna Cup as well. Our very own weekly open tournament is returning on Sunday. Otherwise, thanks for watching. We're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. Who is streaming right now? I see someone. Who is streaming right now? I see Eva he just went live. He just went live 20 minutes ago, so I may just raid Eva. Is there anyone else? Let me just double check. Who is streaming? There is Eva. There is Angry. It's a Polish Terran player. Do I know anyone else? I'm not seeing too many other people here. It's gotta be Eva, right? It's gotta be. Yeah. Oh, Mia Micah's streaming. Ah, god damn it. So Mia Micah and Ender, the Filipino Zerg and the Vietnamese Zerg player respectively. Sorry, Ender and Mia Micah. They're live right now, but they're streaming Stormgate. Shaking my head. Where's the passion? So they're both streaming Stormgate at the moment. So we'll raid Eva just to stick with the same game. Give some love to him. So give him some love, give him some support. He is a Zerg player from the land of the UK. He's a really strong player. He's very young as well. He's like 12. He's like 12 or 13 years old. A bit of a prodigy. Really good player, really fun guy. So give him some love, give him some support. Otherwise, we'll see you guys tomorrow for some GSL action. Until then, hasta luego. Bye. Bye. Hasta luego, papi. Hasta luego.